Okay, I'm just going to talk about this really quick. The last video wasn't working properly, so I had to stop it and restart it. But anyway, in Interview with the Vampire, Brad Pitt's character is Louis. And I was reading here, and it says that he was born on October 4th, 1766. Now, October 4th, it's probably because Anne Rice's birthday. Um, but it's still pretty interesting that his birthday is on October 4th, 88 days. Um, anyway, in Interview with the Vampire, his daughter is Claudia, and she's played by Kirsten Dunst. So, Kirsten Dunst, the reason I just find this significant is a long time ago here. I never talked about it. I just wrote it down. But anyway, she's 32 years old right now. Born in 82 here. But she plays Mary Jane Watson on Spider-Man. And Spider-Man came out, and the movie came out in 2002. So this is just a little theory that I had thought of, and I don't. Who knows if it's going to come true or whatever. But you have the Boston Bombers. You had Tamerlan and the Joker, right? The Joker and Tamerlan, literally, Tamerlan Timur. It means iron. So he's the man, Iron Man, right? So he had Iron Man and the Joker and the Boston bombing. And then you have Robert Downey Jr., who is also Iron Man, but he's also Sherlock Holmes. And then you had Robin Williams. I know I made a video about the Robin and the Joker a while back, but you had Robin Williams just recently died. Kirsten Dunst is 32, which is an age where they actually sacrifice people. And she is, so I thought of, you had the Joker, and then you had Robin, and then you had Iron Man, and then Iron Man is Sherlock Holmes, and then I thought, man, maybe they're just kind of doing a play on that, and I thought of Watson. And I went through a bunch of the Watsons and everything else. But then I seen that she is Mary Jane Watson, and then she's 32 years old, so I don't know. Not saying that she's going to die or anything, but it was just kind of a little, I don't know. I made a huge timeline. I should find it. It's on an actual piece of paper and not on my computer, and who knows if the dog ate it or what, but it's way more complex than what I just explained. There's a ton of other things in there. But just throwing that out there really quick, and I'm going to get into the actual Queen of the Damned stuff again now. So Queen of the Damned, another reason I really enjoyed the movie was because of the music in the movie. I was a huge fan of Korn at the time, and the soundtrack was like one of the best soundtracks ever for a movie, in my opinion at least. But anyway, you come down here, and Jonathan Davis actually did some of the scores and other things for this movie. So let's click on him. He did a lot in this movie with the sound. And his nickname is literally J Devil. And I can't even remember who. Somebody commented on one of my videos about the letter J and how it represents the devil, basically. And that's pretty funny that his name is J Devil. But he was born on January 18th, which is literally 11/8/88, and then 1971. So here in a few days, he'll actually be 44 years old. 71 plus its mirror equals 88. Then you have Wayne Static of Static X. X is time, X is Antichrist, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, Wayne Static. And he literally just died last year on November 1st. He was born on November 4th, so 44 or 114, and then he died on 111. It also says right here he released his only solo studio album, Pig Hammer, on October 4th, 2011. So Once again, October 4th, dealing with Queen of the Damned. The guy from Disturbed is on this album. He was born in 1973, and he's 41 years old. And you have Marilyn Manson, MM, and he was born on January 5th. So the 5th day of the year, you got another 5. Oh, like I said, anyway, I could go through every one of these people, and talk about. I'm sure I could find a ton of stuff, like I said, but I know even the Deftones, they had their bass player died, and it was. I don't even know if I did a video on that or what. I have it written down though, but I'm gonna actually go and show a few clips of the movie just to get this video done. So basically, before I even go into it, I guess the whole movie is, I mean, the vampires, they're immortal and they can live forever, right? It's all about the New World Order and being like God or being a god. And basically, Lestat is just, he's tired of eternity. He does, he's lonely and he wants to be recognized. He wants to have a companion, and he wants people to know who he is. He doesn't want to spend eternity in the shadows. So, like I said, they don't really flash a whole lot of stuff in this movie. Right here is one of the main parts they do. He joins a band to become, make them famous, and then so he can come out of the shadows, and he tells vampire secrets in the lyrics. But they show Marshall more than once in this little scene, and they all use Marshall amps. Alright, so Marshall amplification. It was founded in London in 1962. Now this movie takes place in England. Not sure exactly where. It's more than multiple places, but it's not in America really. Anyway, but you got 1962, 62, 26, whatever. The guy who founded it was Jim Marshall. I mean, you can't make it up. He died April 5th, 2012, at age 88. Also, the first amplifier made by Marshall was called the JTM 45, and they used to just be a drum shop, and then these people talked him into making guitar amps and whatnot. So anyway, the first amplifier, like I said, JTM 45. JTM 45 adds up to 88. 10 plus 20 is 30. Yeah, I mean, it adds up to 88. And then the band gets famous, whatnot, and the only two news channels or whatever that they show, with numbers, are actually Channel 2, and then here in the next scene, it is Channel 8. And here's the Channel 8 one. It's right after they announce that Lestat's going to talk. Then after the interview, Lestat, he's living in Glastonbury, and these two girls come over and he kills them or whatever. But Glastonbury is where Arthur pulled the stone, or pulled the sword out of the stone, and it's also Tribe of Dan stuff again. And like I said, at the very end, the red-haired, green-eyed aunt of the main character girl is the one who becomes the new Queen of the Damned, because she kills Aaliyah's character, Akasha. And then as he's kind of flirting with these girls, or before he kills them, they're in a room and they got the Masonic checkered board floor. Okay, so Lestat, if you add it up, it adds up to 77. And right here, this is Jessie, and she's reading Lestat's journal. And he says it was the winter of 1788. and then it flashes into um, like basically when Marius made him a vampire. So he became a vampire in 1788, according to this movie. But that's confusing. So, I mean, 88 too, but it's confusing considering in Interview with the Vampire and other stuff, like he makes Louis, and Louis was made like, I can't remember, I just showed it, but like Louis was made before that. So that's really confusing, I guess. I don't understand. This movie must have bloopered out or something, like according to the books at least. And see, this is why I say it, because this is the timeline from the books here. And you got Lestat over here, and then you got Marius over here. So I don't know how Marius would have created Lestat, considering they're not even connected. So just confusing. But in this movie, he says it was the winter of 1788, and then it flashes and it shows how Marius turned Lestat into a vampire. So maybe I'm just missing something. I don't know. So that's pretty much everything I noticed in the background, at least. Like I said, the story actually is more of the significant thing in this whole movie. It's all about the story versus hiding things in the background, at least. But I'm just gonna leave it at that, and yeah, I gotta go to bed soon. So have a great night, and I mean, check the movie out. Maybe other people can find some other stuff. That'd be great. But anyway, have a great night.